Hello, HuntChef Nation. Bust out the sombreros and baracas because we're going south of the border for some huge wild game flavor. So I've had the opportunity to work all over the country in my career, and I spent nearly 4 years working in Phoenix, Arizona with tons of folks that had moved up from Mexico. And it was the first time this PA boy was ever introduced to the awesome dish, Huevos Rancheros. I had it made by Mexican grandmas that made the tortillas by hand, and that salsa, they ground it in spice powders, and they were amazing meals. So this is my take on that experience. So what we've got here is some ground venison. Now, this is ground 25% of Applewood smoked bacon with that lean venison trim, and we've already loaded it up. We're gonna hit it some more with the HuntChef Taco Takedown. We're gonna fry this in the skillet till it starts to get crispy, and then we're gonna load it up on the tortillas, the eggs, the sauce, everything else, and we're gonna top it all off with some fire roasted salsa. You're not gonna wanna miss this. So we're gonna cut these potatoes kind of on the small side because we want to have this dish all come together about the same time. You can chunk them bigger, you can slice them into rounds. You can make this dish your own any way you like. Now it's time to start these potatoes and onions frying in a pan. Can you hear the sizzle? Where there's sizzle like that, you know there's gonna be flavor. We'll let our onions get started for a moment and then add the potatoes. One of my favorite side dishes to a meal are fried potatoes and onions. And I'll tell you right now, my feather duster seasoned salt is the perfect seasoning for fried potatoes. And for this one, because we're going big, bold flavors, we're gonna hit it with some fresh ground black pepper as well. One of the awesome parts about Huevos Rancheros is cheese. So a lot of times you have melted cheese, you can have pepper jack, you can have cheddar, you can have Monterey Jack, any kind that you prefer and like, make this dish your own. But one of the ways I really like to prepare it is to make a cheese sauce. So I've got some heavy whipping cream that we're gonna put in a saucepan, and we're just gonna bring it up to a really light simmer. We're gonna melt in this cheddar jack, and the whole time we're gonna be steeping this fresh jalapeno in there. And once we get the cheese all blended with smooth, we're gonna hit it with some more Taco Takedown. So ground venison is really lean. Obviously, no surprise there. We ground 25% of the weight of the lean venison in bacon. So that's what you see, the white in the meat right here. That's the Applewood smoked bacon that we ground into it. We've already got some Taco Takedown in it. Now it's time to crisp up our ground venison and bacon to be the centerpiece of our Huevos Rancheros. So it's dishes like this, I feel really strongly, that are super easy to get the kids involved, help them see bringing that harvest all the way full circle, taste the results, and follow in our footsteps and keep our traditions that we love of conservation, hunting, and the outdoors alive. So a great grandma type tip and trick: when you're making fried potatoes, once they start to brown really good, add that water to the pan, and it helps, one, release any of that caramelization on the bottom while you stir it around, and two, helps to release more starch from the outside of the potatoes, break them down to get a little more tender, and bring them all together. Our fried potatoes are finished. We're gonna leave them right here to kind of sit and get that crispy layer on the bottom before we're ready to plate our dish. Our ground venison's done. We're gonna put this in a bowl to reserve it on the side and get ready to fry our tortillas. And you'll see as soon as they start to bubble up, that's about when they're gonna brown some, and you wanna give them a flip and get them out to drain on a paper towel and get the next one in the pan. As much as I love fresh, hot, crispy jalapenos, I love to fire roast them, mellow out that flavor, add some char, and add a whole nother aspect to a dish like this. Made for poultry, and even better on fresh eggs, my feather duster gets it done every single time. Well, we're ready to bring this Huevos Rancheros breakfast home, but you didn't see this coming, I promise you, because we're gonna go double decker on this guy. So we have the Taco Takedown, browned ground venison and bacon. All right, now this is where it gets interesting. We've got this beautiful cheese sauce. And we want to get some on both layers, about that much. Yes, you can have more. I want to get some salsa in each layer. We're going to stack up these layers of flavor for an unbelievable breakfast. Next, sour cream right there. Now we're going to go with some avocado slices on this bottom layer as well. We're going to add a feather duster fried egg on top there. Now here comes the double to the double decker. It's like a Huevos Ranchero tortilla sombrero. You got all that? Now we're going to put cheese sauce on the tortilla to help the ground venison stick to it. Oh my. This is building layers of flavor south of the border, HuntChef style. We've taken you on a wild game flavor roller coaster ride for this Huevos Rancheros breakfast. I'm telling you right now, these fried potatoes, the toasted corn tortillas, the ground venison with the taco takedown. Just look at those sunny eggs on top of there and all that queso sauce. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching HuntChef on Mountaintop Outdoors. And remember, always eat what you kill. Thanks, everybody. Time to find out if the juice is worth the squeeze. This Huevos Rancheros dish right here has been torturing me, but let's see where we wound up. 3, 2. That's delicious. All the flavor. The tortilla still have the crunch from that brown. Wow. I think we've outdid ourselves tonight here on Chef Nation. Thanks for being with us. And remember, always eat what you kill.